Hello, everybody. My name is Luca, and I work for SLG as the home buying specialist. We decided to put together an explainer video of the wholesale process, everything our ad that you've probably seen in your inbox entails, and how you can purchase wholesale deals in the future. This is for any experienced or new buyer who wants to purchase wholesale deals in the future and understand how we can make it simple for you, what it entails, what you need to do to properly equip you to buy discounted real estate from us. All right, so we'll continue on. So who are we and what do we do? So our team at SLG Property Deals is a team of wholesalers. And our main goal is to provide investors and buyers such as yourselves deals on properties throughout Ontario. So as mentioned, you've probably seen our ads in the future in your inbox in the past through an email link with pictures and videos of the property. So we'll walk through that after to see what to look out for, what details to really that really stand out in every deal. So what is real estate wholesaling and how can I purchase a wholesale deal? So what we do as wholesalers is work with sellers who are looking to sell their property without realtors, avoid renovations, completely as is, where is condition, closing on their timeline. So a couple of things we always mention is that as is, there's no staging, there's no, real junk removal. It's a very, very seamless process for sellers. And our goal is to make it very, very seamless for buyers and investors as well. So when we send you one of our deals in your email, this means we've reserved the right to purchase the property with an agreement to purchase and sale with the seller at an agreed upon price and closing. So what we're looking to do at this time, once you receive our email, is assign our right to purchase the property from the seller at a higher price to a new buyer. So the difference between the price that we have with the seller and the price that we are advertising on our ads is referred to as the assignment agreement fee. So the assignment fee. And that's the fee we're looking to collect on the deal itself. So once we have a property under contract, we market it through our email ad, which we'll go through very, very soon. And we're just essentially looking to assign our equitable interest to a buyer who we're going to work together until closing. So we work with the seller on our end, and obviously we work with you guys to make sure that everything is going seamless and the property will close with no hiccups. So every property we send to our list, we have under contract, meaning if you want to purchase that property, all you have to do is contact Jocelyn, who is our dispositions manager, who many of you have worked with in the past. Make sure that when you contact Jocelyn, you send over your best number to her, because once your offer is selected, you have 24 hours to submit your deposit to our lawyers, and basically they hold that deposit in trust until closing. And from there, it's just any other real estate transaction. The lawyers handle everything on their end, and buyers and sellers are working to closing. So now we're going to walk you through an ad to pinpoint different things to look at and how you can make an offer, what you need, and how we can help. All right. So you've probably seen this in the past in your email. This is an SLG Property Deals ad for a property that we had under contract that we were looking to assign. So right off the bat, just quick little pinpoints. We'd like to obviously market what type of property it is, what we believe would be the best use of the property. In this case, it was a fix and flip or potential rental opportunity. And of course, what we believe the value is under market values. In this case, it was $80K below market value. And the one thing that people obviously ask us a lot is, well, what's that valuation? So that valuation is, as of today, we believe this property in its as-is condition is $80,000 below what it would get on the MLS if it was listed. So we are marketing it at $80K below market value based on the purchase price and based on the assignment price that we are sending it out at. On our ad, you'll also see the street of the property and the city that it is located in. And obviously, for privacy reasons, we don't want to put the address of the property. If you do ever require the address, please reach out to Jocelyn. She'll work with you to give you that information. Now, one thing we always want to mention, there'll always be a picture of the front of the house, how many bedrooms and bathrooms through this visual right here. All our ads are hyperlinked to a Dropbox account, which holds all the pictures and videos of the property. So any investor looking to see what the property looks like can click on the front of the house ad picture, the numbers picture, as well as down below where it says pictures and more. If you were to click on those visuals, it would hyperlink and redirect you over to our Dropbox account, which has all the pictures of the property, video, and anything that of importance. So of course, here's the front of the house picture. Again, as mentioned before, this is the price that we're looking to assign it for. So we have sent it out at $759,999. The market value is $840. So there's that 80K below market in its as-is condition. And to the right, after renovation, we believe this property would sell for $925,000. Now down below, as you scroll, you'll see, of course, street, city, Ontario. And one thing we always want to mention is that our properties are always first come, first serve, meaning if you come in with an offer at ask, your offer will be accepted. The closing date mentioned there is what we have under agreement with the seller. So what this means is we have negotiated a closing of March 30th, and that's the closing that the buyer would have to assume. Now, going forward, if there's ever a situation where you may need a different closing or whatever, of course, this happens in real estate. Maybe your closing doesn't align with what we've negotiated. It is always, you're always available to ask, and you're always able to call Jocelyn and ask if there can be a change in closing. However, when we send these agreements out, a buyer must be prepared to accept the agreement that we have negotiated with the seller. So if a closing doesn't perfectly line up, you do have to have some other options to make sure, A, you can meet that closing, or you can figure out a way to close on that property, because not all situations can be accepted, because we have come to an agreement with this seller at that closing. So a buyer has to be prepared to accept the agreement as it is with the closing that has been laid out. Now, one thing to obviously note is whenever you see under the closing date some text in red, so this is where we want to highlight any specifics of the deal, anything that may that really needs to stand out to a buyer, that a buyer would need to know. In this case, it could be a multitude of things, but we always highlight it in red, the text under closing date. So in this case, the seller had the option to shorten closing to March 1st, given notice was provided in February 8th, or extend that closing to April 14th, given that notice was provided by March 13th. So in this case, the seller had a very, very flexible closing that was available to them. So a buyer, again, would have to agree and would have to understand that they have to accept that condition of the agreement as well, something to be prepared for. And again, anything very, very important, we would highlight in red under the closing date. One thing I want to mention as well is, as seen here, we do have first come, first serve, and we do give preference to a sight unseen offer to avoid too much hassle for the seller. However, if buyers are interested in a showing, what we can do is book a walkthrough at one time with the most interested buyers and take all offers after that. However, as mentioned, we do give preference to sight unseen at a first come, first serve basis. Now, after that, we'll always give a quick description about the property. So it's a 2-story house in Ajax, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, specifics about maybe the roof, windows, and anything really, really major about the house that you would need to know, as you would see in any other listing. So in this case right here, we wanted to mention something important, that the roof did have solar panels that the buyer would have to assume with Grasshopper Energy for another 15 years. So the buyer has to know that there is that condition in the agreement as well. The property does have solar panels. So we would put that in the about the property so that individuals are aware of that and buyers can be prepared for that when submitting their offer. Continuing on about the neighborhood, we always like to give a short paragraph about amenities, where the property is situated. Buyers obviously are very, very experienced in knowing that some areas are better than others. So we always just want to highlight what type of property, where the property is situated, and what you can expect in that area. And scrolling down to property details. So obviously this is where we go through line by line, very, very high level details about the property so that you are 100% aware of what the property is all about. So again, detached 2-story house, 4+1 bedrooms, a little bit more of the generic stuff. In this case, the basement can be used as a separate apartment because there was a 1-bedroom, full bathroom kitchen setup as a secondary apartment, that would be mentioned in the property details as well. Where the separate entrance is, details about the windows, details about the roof. And again, we reintroduce and rediscuss the high level aspect of these panels. So all major aspects of the property itself, in this case, anything normal or some curveballs in this case, we always lay out everything that we know about the situation and put it all through the property details. So in this case, there were solar panels on the roof that the buyer needed to assume. We explained how the company paid an upfront cost to install them, the cost to remove them, everything that you need to know about that. So everything of importance will always be highlighted in the property details section. So that is where, before making an offer, you want to review everything to understand if the property is a smoker's house, if there is a legal apartment basement, if the property can be converted to a duplex. Scrolling down, the furnace, the hot water tank, is it a rental? Who's going to buy it out if it is? All that information is going to be in the property details. So this is the meat and potatoes of the ad, because this is where you can make the most informed offer. You'll also see that we put the property tax, the year it was built, the lot size in as well. Very, very important, the zoning for the property as well. So you'll have all that information to you, and we want to be as transparent as possible through this entire process. Scrolling down, we also have some recommended renovations of what we believe this property would need in order to hit that ARV potential. So in this case, there was some updating needed in terms of renovation, as well as we always give sellers the option to leave junk behind. So always budget for junk removal. The benefit of going our route in the wholesale process is that sellers don't have to fully clean and fully remove everything from their property. So we want to, and this is how we can get these properties sometimes under market. And this is what we want to portray to buyers as well. So always keep that in the back of your mind, that there is that option for sellers, and there may be a situation where you need to close on the property without it being fully cleaned. Scrolling down, this is, of course, of importance because this is where we come up with our numbers. So again, we're signing our purchase contract for a fix and flip or rental opportunity. So as mentioned before in the visual, our wholesale price is $759 in this deal. We believe that it was worth $840, and it could get $925 if listed after renovation value. That's our ARV. So how do we get these values? What do we do? Of course, just like any other investor, we run our comparable analysis. So we have typically 2 or 3 that we list, try to show and back up our as-is value and ARV value as well. So one thing about these properties as well is that they are also hyperlinked to House Sigma. So you can either click on the address itself or the visual of the front of the house of the comparable, and it'll bring you directly to a link on House Sigma. So you can check out what that property was like, see the comparison between our pictures and theirs, and to see exactly how we came up with this as is or ARV value. Next, of course, of importance is the available properties link. So this brings you directly to our SLG Property Deals website. So we'll follow along here. And this just shows all the properties that we have available for purchase. So that if you're maybe not interested on the deal that is sent, but maybe you missed our email in the past, you're able to click on that, call Jocelyn about some of those to see exactly what's been assigned and what's still available. So anything with the red text box that says assigned is obviously no longer available. Anything that is clear is available for purchase. So how you finance these assignment deals is very, very important for several reasons. So firstly, we just want to be completely upfront that we do not accept an offer conditional on any financing. So we always suggest that this is sorted out prior to submitting an offer. Secondly, if you're using bank financing to finance any of these deals, there are a couple things to look out for. So the first is that a lot of these lenders don't like to finance the assignment fee portion, which is that difference between the assignment fee and what we have under contract. So that would have to be paid separately to the down payment if you're going the bank financing route. So please be aware of that. Please keep that in mind. The second is that some of our deals, the condition of the property may not always allow the property. The condition of the property is not always the greatest. So sometimes banks, send the appraiser. They might flag the property. Oh, this is going to be a flip. And banks technically don't like to finance flips. So please keep that in mind. If the property needs a lot of renovation, is really, really run down, a lot of banks might flag that. It might be very difficult to get some bank financing for it. So we always recommend having access to private money as a backup for these types of deals. If you have your own source you're working with or your own broker, that's fantastic. If you have cash, obviously that's incredible as well. If not, what we've done is partnered with Calvert Home Mortgages. And this is a private mortgage company who can help you finance our assignment deals. So what Calvert is able to do is look at our deals prior to you submitting an offer, so you know exactly what you're getting approved for or not. If you do use Calvert for an SLG deal, they will also be giving you a $500 discount as well. So nice little added bonus for anybody that is looking to use Calvert Home Financing. Let them know SLG sent you, and they will give you a nice discount on it. So you see one of these, you're excited, you want to make an offer. How do you do it? Well, what you do is you contact our dispositions manager, Jocelyn. She can help you out in any of the details about the ad, anything that you need to know. So always listed is Jocelyn and her phone number, or whoever is representing the deal at that time. Just call that number, send a text, email us. We'll definitely help you out throughout the entire process. Email Jocelyn, set up a call with her, and let her know what your offer is, and she'll handle the rest. Now, one thing is, you close on this property, you want to flip it, you want to do whatever to it, maybe convert it to a rental, and you need a quote from a contractor. You need help doing the work for this property. Where are you going to turn to? Well, what we've done at SLG here is set up our construction company as well. So we do have some in-house workers, some in-house laborers to do some of these renovations for investors as well. So if you're looking for a construction cost estimate, what you can do is email us at info@slgcapital.ca, and our general contractor, Jack, will reach out to you, set up something to go through the quote and anything you need to know about some construction cost estimates, and help you out with your renovations as well. So we can actually handle the renovations for you. So after you've purchased one of these SLG wholesale property deals, we can do a detailed walkthrough with you, provide that cost estimate, and help you along throughout the entire process. Thank you so much for following along. We're very happy to explain the whole wholesale process entirely for any new buyer that's looking to buy discounted real estate, or an experienced buyer that wants a refresher on everything, maybe wants a detailed explanation of our ads as well. Very happy to be working with all of our buyers and investors. Hope to be hearing from you soon. Pleasure doing business with all of you. Take care.